Maybe everyone's voice. All right. Manny behind the mic.
Good evening, all, including Bam.
What's up?
What's up, buddy?
What's up? Oh, you got your American flag. It's not the 4th of July yet. You're a little early.
God bless America.
Memorial Day's over with.
4th of July.
And
Gee,
now
isn't
that I just said Memorial Day, did you hear about the 3 Marines? I want to say it was in LA, at someplace in California, that got beat up by a bunch of teenagers.
Yes.
Can you believe the audacity of these motherfuckers? You're shooting fireworks into a crowd of people, and these 3 guys who happen to be Marines say, hey, take it easy. You just hit me in the face with the firework. That's dangerous. And you're going to cold cock a motherfucker because he said that to you?
Now, granted, they probably didn't know they were Marines, right?
Doesn't matter.
I didn't. Did you watch the thing though?
I watched the thing.
So they just what do you call that? Sucker punched them?
Yeah, cold cocked him, wasn't even paying any attention, knocked him to the ground, and then they were kicking him. I mean, these 3 guys were in the fetal position.
I'm telling you.
I mean, granted, California, even though we consider it a state, for years I've always said California, they're like their own little fucking country over there. They got their own set of everything over there. Should they even be part of the state? Hell no. But they are so far out of everything, and they make everything so crazy, they should not even be considered a state. They should be considered their own little fucking planet. Oh, you're back. Happy birthday, Mama Bear.
Happy birthday.
Here you got me going off, and I'm not even and I can't even welcome anybody or say happy birthday to anybody. You got me pissed off with these goddamn fucking kids.
I'm telling you, people think because they sucker punch somebody that they're a badass. That's what they think. And this is the age of sucker punching and knocking people out that way. And it's like, of course you're going to knock people out. When they're not expecting, they're just standing there minding their own business, and then a punch comes out of nowhere. And you hit them right in that certain spot, right here or right here. They're going to go down. And without a fight. That's not, boy, that's a man fighting that way. That's...
Well, and then, would it even been fair if the Marines got up and fought back? I mean, granted, they would have kicked some ass, but then they would have been the ones being charged for beating up a minor.
Right.
When all reality, they would have been defending themselves.
Hey, Lavina. Yeah, and I'm not, and that's true. Unfortunately, sad but true. But there's a lot of that going on, man. All this sucker punching stuff. And in fact, it was even called... They called it something. Young people were doing a game.
The sucker punch challenge?
Yeah, or whatever that was.
Fucking ignorant motherfuckers.
They'd go up to random people and just sucker punch, capture it on video, then post it to TikTok or whatever. But yeah, if those Marines were not ambushed like that, yeah, they would have wiped the floor all over, with those.
And they still should, in my opinion. I mean, at this point, and this is how I feel. A man should never hit a woman. Never, ever hit a woman.
Yep, we've talked about this, yep.
Now, if a woman comes up and kicks this man in the fucking nuts, I'm sorry, you have every fucking right to lay your ass out one time. Same thing with a fucking minor.
See, even then, I have a problem with that. I probably wouldn't.
I don't.
Same
thing with a minor. A minor comes up and sucker punches you. You have every goddamn right to lay that little son of a bitch out.
I always said a woman would have to be coming at me with like a knife to kill me or a gun to trying to shoot me or trying to end my life. Then I would, I don't care, whatever. I'll do whatever I got to do to protect myself. woman trying to kick you in the nuts because she's angry or crazy or whatever.
I go
That's
cray cray. I vote cray
I,
cray.
I could block that. I could block those. You know. Oops, let me get rid of that. Anyway, yeah, it's the one thing I did want to bring up. I wanted to bring this up a couple of weeks ago.
No, you didn't. Otherwise, you would have.
I think it was last month. I did want to bring it up.
Well, how come you didn't?
Because other people came up to discuss and to react to and to
would that
do
be the
that
one that I'm
thing
getting
we
sick
do.
and tired of right now? She's starting to bore me to death.
Yeah. I watched yesterday for 2 seconds.
This is my hat I got from Jamaica. Actually, this is my husband's hat that we picked up in Jamaica, but now it's my hat.
Oh, that's cool. That was Jamie's
And
hat.
it's got like a little beer bottle opener there.
Nice.
Where the A is for Jamaica.
That's excellent.
Sorry, somebody asked Ben asked what kind of hat. Okay, so go on. Sorry.
Speaking of that, Ben, you know what we're going to talk about here. And some of you, maybe your husband or your older sons, remember when Sports Illustrated was like a real big deal?
The swimsuit issues were really big deals.
Well, I mean, they would write good articles and stuff, and it was good coverage on sports and athletics and what's happening in the world of sports. And then they had their annual swimsuit issue.
All the teenage boys was buying them and hiding them under the pillows.
And kids would subscribe to that magazine.
Just for that issue.
Mostly for that issue. Because they wanted to see, let's see who's on the cover or who's inside this swimsuit issue. So, fast forward to 2023.
And we have...
Guess who's on the cover of guess who's the model for the swimsuit edition?
Miss Homemaker herself.
Sports Illustrated magazine.
Miss Prison Maker. Miss Kmart. Miss Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart on the cover. Not on the cover. Yeah, she is on the cover, incidentally.
She is on the cover, yeah, and she's a centerfold to boot.
You know how old she is, man?
Yeah, 80 something, 81, 82, 83.
81. And then a few years back, who was Woman of the Year for Sports Illustrated? Or was it ESPN? Maybe it was ESPN. I think it was the ESPY Awards. I could be wrong. I can look it up. Who was the Woman of the Year?
Don't know.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember her being Woman of the fucking Year. Okay. First of all, I don't even think she was a woman then, or he was a woman. I think he still had his tidbits going on. I think he still has his tidbits, actually.
Yeah. I don't know that he's had the full surgery or whatever, which... I mean, Caitlyn Jenner's cool in the sense that he knows he'll always be a biological male. And he knows that. And he opines with conservatives and normal people who know a woman is a woman and a man is a man. And he knows that he said it before. When they dig my bones up 100 years from now, they're going to know I was a male. And, I mean, look what happened, 2 weeks ago with Adidas. Men and women's bathing suits. What in the F is going on?
They've always had men and women bathing suits. So do you mean men,
Adidas has?
And trans?
Again, I define trans differently. Just because a man dresses like what's his name? Dylan Mulvaney? I don't consider him trans. I consider him a transvestite.
I consider him a man
because he's a man. Yes,
in a dress.
Because he's not doing the hormones. He's not doing sex reassignment surgery, and none of that crap. He's just choosing to live as a woman.
Man in a dress, and a very ugly man in a dress. that has tampons for no fucking reason.
Dude, he's getting deals for tampons and women's products, and he's the spokesperson for all this crap. It's like, how does that make any sense? Why? What?
Yeah, but when Bud Light drops or loses $1 billion in like 10 minutes, and Target loses $4 billion in like 24 hours, and all these companies are losing all of this money because they're going, oh, we have to provide clothing for the transvestites or the trans people. We have to include. No, you don't have to fucking include them. If they want a clothing store, they'll build their own.
And just like the sports thing, if they want to participate in the sports, there needs to be a category.
100%.
Trans people.
100%.
The trans basketball league. The trans football league. The trans swimming association.
100%.
But why can't they do that? Because everybody's afraid to do it. Nobody's willing to put money into that because they know it's going to end up like the WNBA. You know, they created a league for women.
They already have a man in the WNBA.
That's arguable, but that's possible. Yeah. You're talking about Brittany Griner.
Yeah. She's a man.
And how's that working out, the WNBA? It's not. It's not making money hand over fist.
Well, at least not in this country. I mean, women's basketball may be big in other countries. Canada, Russia.
I don't even know if it is there. I really don't. I know that the women who play those sports want equal money as the men do. But you can't compare the WNBA to the NBA. You cannot. No. Stadiums are getting sold out. People are buying gym shoes that cost $200 or $5,000 or whatever.
Which is fucking ignorant.
It's ridiculous, but hey, you know what? There's the collectors to get to it, and then it's a whole other ballgame. But stadiums are selling out. You know, all the concession sales, people are buying the gear. But just the truth is, nobody's interested in women's professional sports. They just aren't. Even the feminists are not supporting the WNBA.
Well, and here I think this kind of like sums it up. I think I'm 100% with this.
Me vale madre says to me, a man who dresses like a woman, who acts like a woman, a man who takes female hormones, a man who cuts his jewels off to convert to a vag, will always be male. I will never ever call them a woman or accept the pronouns they want.
I can get behind that 125%.
I get that too. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not going to be rude to them, like out in public or whatever, not to embarrass them on purpose. But sometimes, like that dude, remember? It's ma'am. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah. The one that looks like a dude, sounds like a dude, dressed like a dude. The only difference is it was carrying a handbag. Dude, and we're supposed to know we're supposed to know that you want to be called Miss and Ma'am. I'm sorry. Fuck you.
Dude was built like a football player.
Yeah.
And to a young kid who's never seen a whole lot of this, he was confused and said, "Sir." Honest mistake. So yeah, that dude went off.
And he seems to think he has every right to do what he did in that video store, knocking shit over, running amok, showing his ass, not literally showing his ass, but he was being an ass. And just because somebody made a mistake. I mean, if we're supposed to know to call you ma'am, tattoo it across your fucking forehead. Tattooed across your fucking forehead.
Remember those little stickers? Hi, my name is whatever. They should wear stickers to say, hey, my pronouns are, call me he or she or whatever. I don't know.
Even then, I don't respect pronouns.
Even that's stupid. How to do that? That's so fucking stupid.
My pronouns are them and they. No. So what? How many people live in your fucking body that I have to call you them and they?
Them. Well, in the case of somebody we know, we could call them them because a lot of different personalities come out depending on what day of the week it is.
Or what kind of drug we're on.
Or how long the show is. You know, we might have to watch.
So I mean, how many people
different
live in your
personalities.
body for us to call you them and they? I'm saying there's one fucking person in you. You are a he or a she.
And that's true. But like I said, I'm not going to go out of my way to be rude to somebody if I know they're trying to be a she. I'll say ma'am or whatever. It doesn't mean I believe it, but I'm not going to be rude about it.
I try really hard not to address them as male, female, or whatever. It's like, can I help you? Is this all you need? All right,
Yeah.
have a great day.
Just avoid saying anything at all.
Yeah.
And that's
All right,
what
well,
the kid
enjoy your
said.
day. Have an
Look.
amazing summer. Have a nice life. Leave me the fuck alone.
She said, "You called me sir," and I said, "No." I said, "Both of you, get out of here."
There you go. All right, y'all. Have a nice life. Run on now. Take your little friend
man.
with you.
But going back to the other thing, and I don't know, this whole inclusive thing is already a wee bit out of it's a stretch. All right, Sports Illustrated is for middle-aged to young men. The swimsuit edition, you know who they're targeting. They want to sell magazines.
It's nothing but a spank book.
How many billions of copies do you think they're going to sell with Martha Stewart on the cover?
I mean, I think they're going to be lucky to hit the 1,000 mark.
I mean, they might buy it just to be curious. What does an 81-year-old in a swimsuit look like?
An 81-year-old in a swimsuit with fucking wrinkles coming out her ass. What the fuck you think an 81-year-old looks like?
How much
Wrinkle
photoshopping?
queen.
How much photoshopping you think they went into that?
Well, according to her,
Airbrushing.
none. According to her, none.
Oh, really?
But that orange thing she was wearing, that was her old orange jumpsuit from Camp Cupcake. She repurposed it.
Her picture's on here somewhere. Oh yeah, I see it now. I mean,
Shut up, goddamn dog.
I don't know. I think the inclusive squad is getting their foot in too many doors. Did you hear who the latest company is to want to get in on this?
Oh, I have. It's a company I don't even support. So I really hope that this one bites them in the fucking ass.
Yes.
So, supposedly, Chick Flick, as I call them, but Chick-fil-A has set out a statement. And my nephew told me this, and I have been unable to find this, so Manny, tell me if this is true or not. And I kind of believe it is, because I don't think he would lie about this. But supposedly, Chick-fil-A set out a statement that all white people must bow to black people and wash their feet. And be humiliated.
They said that? I'm thinking something else.
This is what my nephew told me. And I have been unable to find it, but Chick-fil-A has said something to where they've gone like way fucking far left woke. Yes, Madre, he does talk.
Here we go. Chick-fil-A has gone woke. That's as of today. Chick-fil-A drew fierce criticism this week from conservatives calling out the fast food chain for its diversity, equity, and inclusion policy and questioning the hiring of an executive to be in charge of such efforts. The backlash has made Chick-fil-A one of the latest companies to draw public condemnation over culture war flashpoints like LGBTQ rights or seeking fair treatment for racial or ethnic groups that have been historically underrepresented. Several companies and brands have also been at the center of such criticism, like Bud Light, Target, LA Dodgers, etc. Chick-fil-A has drawn controversy in the past, more typically from the left. So Chick-fil-A is now jumping in but you know what? I wonder how that's going to work out, because a lot of people love Chick-fil-A and their food. I mean, really like Chick-fil-A food. I wonder how that's
I
going to
do
go.
not support that company. I've never ate Chick-fil-A.
Yep. And I know why. Because of their, some would call them their extreme religious values.
And I don't care if you're religious. Okay, you can keep your righteous views, as you want to call them, and your righteous hate views towards homosexuals, and shove them right up your righteous ass. And that's why I do not support Chick-fil-A.
But it's like, let's see. Anheuser-Busch has lost billions in value. Target lost 20 billion last 2 weeks. It's like, let's jump in and lose some money ourselves. Because depending on how hardcore they go with this.
I mean, if one of these companies has a spare billion that they don't know what to do, I mean, send it this way. $ BAM 67. Just shoot me $1 billion. I could put it to better use. I have a million hungry people I could feed.
And when you buy airline tickets, you go to United Airlines, you buy your airline tickets. Now it's asking you male, female, other.
Oh, I know. I seen it. But your driver's license and your ID is only male or female. They haven't got to the other yet.
And I think your driver's license, passport, unless they're going to change things, you have to show yourself as who you were when you were born.
Yes.
For security issues, obviously.
Because we don't want a woman frisking a man that used to be a woman, or vice versa, touching something that doesn't need to be touched by somebody.
What's this girl's name? We can flip flop to the other women in sports. What's her name? Riley Gaines. Is she the one that's
Riley Gaines? Yeah. She's a swimmer that tied with a trans person, and they would not allow the natural born woman a place on the stand to receive a medal. It had to be the trans woman receiving the medal. So what did you just do here? You took a woman, and removed them from sports. You removed them from life, essentially. You're telling them women don't mean a fucking thing. Why even have you? Because you're meaningless to us. And then they went one step further and said, "Oh, well, we'll mail you your medal."
That was so freaking wrong. So she explained what happened, and her and Leah tied for first place, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then there was only one award, one actual physical trophy. And they decided, well, we'll give it to Leah and we'll mail you yours, but Leah will be the one to stand on the podium. That's one thing. And then she went on to explain how it's been in the locker room with Leah. Then you got an all-female locker room, and all the girls, women are getting dressed. Then they got to strip down.
And then you got a man there.
And she said it's not um, luxurious by any means. It's pretty much you got to get down to your bare skin and put on the suit, which could take, they could say it could take 20, 30 minutes to put it on. It's so tight. And she's got naked, and then she looks across, and there's Leah Thomas, drops his trunks or whatever he's wearing, all male parts, genitalia hanging there. And all the girls, just the natural reaction was to, cover up.
Absolutely. Because what they see, a man in the woman's locker room, which should never happen. Even if he had his tidbits cut off, it's still a man in a female's locker room.
Yep. Yeah, what's going to happen with that? I know more and more athletic associations, whether collegiate or professional around the country, governments are starting to ban natural born males from competing on women's teams against and with women.
As they should.
Yep. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. I didn't call everybody out, but everyone, welcome.
Yeah, sorry, we kind of jumped right into this.
Yeah, and it's like so back to Martha Stewart.
Boy, we're just kind of jumping all over the fucking place, aren't we? I mean, pick a topic and stick with it, motherfucker.
I got a Sports Illustrated here from back. When did that from?
Check the
2001 or something.
Check the garbage chute. It's to the left and down about 6 inches.
No. I mean, I'm talking about from 30 years ago. I think it was 2000, 2001, 2002, something like that. It was a swimsuit edition. And as a kid, you don't know how many times I put that magazine up on a wall, and and that's what young people did. And then as you get older, you admire what's there. But has this inclusivity thing gone too far?
It has gone way, way, way too far.
Liz Cantu, welcome. I'm getting to that. That's on my little list here for BAM. But has this gone way overboard? I mean, now you want to put 81-year-old people on a young men's sports magazine. And so, yes, this is the other thing I was going to jump to is Al Pacino, 83 years old, married to a 29-year-old. He's having a baby.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think that came out 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
And, my first reaction to this was, good to know it still works at that age. Good to know you got some solid swimmers.
Whether it's medicinal or hydraulics, who cares, right? As long as you can get it to work.
And then that was my first reaction. And then I'm like, 83. Dude, by the time this kid is 10 and he wants to go out and play catch with you, you're going to be dead.
Yeah, he might not see his kid's 10th birthday.
So, I mean, in all reality, what did you do? I mean, yeah, maybe you gave your 30-year-old wife what she wanted was a child or a second child or whatever. You gave it, okay, fine. But you're supposed to be the father of this child. And yeah, I'm not going to say you're not going to support the child, yada, yada, yada.
Money is not an issue. Obviously, money is not an issue. Yeah.
But, you need to have that male mentorship in the early lives of childhood.
Oh, so he's not even married. It's a 29-year-old girlfriend, not a wife. If that makes any difference at all.
Dude, okay, if your dick still works at 83, 93, 103, whatever, wear a rubber. Because all you did was create a situation for a child that this child should not be in.
Yeah, but don't you think they both know damn well? They know what's going on with this. They know He knows. Look, if I'm 83 having a kid, I'm not going to
Oh,
be around
and
when this kid reaches preteens.
and you sure it's Al Pacino, not Robert De Niro?
I'm pretty sure it's Al Pacino.
I think it's
Let me
Robert De
see.
Niro.
Okay.
I think it's Robert
Al
De Niro.
Pacino is expecting a baby with his girlfriend. It is Al Pacino. No, and I know something was going on with De Niro too.
Yeah, I think he just had a baby.
Oh, Robert De Niro was 79 years old when he had a baby just a couple years ago.
So same thing. But at least he's a couple of years younger. But still, you created a situation for this baby that this child should not be in, because you're not going to be around forever. And if you are, I mean, great, but what kind of condition are you going to be in?
They're calling it the Old Dads Club.
Oh, sweet Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
So Pacino's 83. Robert De Niro, when he had his last child, he was 79.
Al loves his tacos, Ben says.
Hey, can't fault him for that, right?
I mean, I enjoy Taco Tuesday with the best of them, but I mean, I'm not squeezing out any fucking children at the age of 300 either.
Yeah, and if it goes bad, he's only going to have to pay child support, not for a long time, because dude ain't going to live for, unless he's in extremely, extremely good health. And even if he makes it into the upper 90s, I mean...
Well, one would hope that he would set up a trust fund for the child.
I'll bet he told the girl, "Don't worry about anything. You'll be well taken care of." And
That's what he told the woman. But when he dies and all the rest of his children sue the estate, she gets nothing.
I think Al Pacino protected himself and do you think he did it for her, not necessarily for him? Because I can't imagine he's very active at 83 years old, playing on the slide with a kid or running in the park or,
I mean, Christ, he probably had to take 4 fucking Viagra's just to get it up.
Maybe not. Some dudes are healthy for a long time. Maybe that's just not an issue for them. But if you want to participate in this kid's life, is 83 years old, or when is it too old? Does a number exist, or does that all depend on each individual human being?
I think once you hit 60, you should not be having children.
I think if you had your first hip replacement already, yeah, that's a sign. No kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think 60 should be the cutoff. Because by the time the kid's 10, you're 70. I mean, can you really run around and play with the kid? Yeah, I mean, there are 70-year-old people that can, but for how long?
Do you dare say, should he not even be having sex at that age? Who's
well,
gonna
fuck, have all the sex you want. Just make sure, you're either wearing a rubber or have your shit cut or tubes tied or whatever.
Do you think maybe, I don't know, if he was that, he would have had what do you call that, a...
vasectomy?
Vasectomy.
All it is a 15-minute procedure in the doctor's office, and the bag of peas sitting on your crotch for the rest of the day.
I wonder if it was in vitro. See, that's a good question.
If it was in vitro, then dude, you really need to have your head examined for bringing a child in. I mean, if it was an accident, then, I get it, but...
And I know they're not going to say... not that we need those details or anything, but...
Inquiring minds want to know. And you say it right there. Real people, real stories. I mean, let's find the real here.
I'm looking for the magic letters or words, in vitro or IVT or whatever. I don't see any of that stuff. Not that they have to tell anybody their business, but...
Yeah, so we'll just assume that it was all natural. Hey, Charlene.
'Cause I think if it was in vitro, they would have said, "Oh, they had she became pregnant with the help of in vitro fertilization." I imagine. The way I see it, age is a matter of mind. I don't mind, so it doesn't matter.
Age is a matter of mind, but when your body tells your mind, "Fuck you, I can't do that," age is not a matter of mind.
Obviously, you didn't tell him that. So I wonder if they got to have somebody. Now they have to have somebody on standby when she says, "Shit, my water broke. We got to rush to the hospital." Do you see Al Pacino at 83 rushing to the
shit up and loading it in the car? Come on, honey. We got to get to the car. That motherfucker needs to get over to his scooter, get in it, hit the power button, beep, beep, beep. I mean, the pregnant woman with the water broke is moving faster than he is.
Driving their Honda Prius and at 80 miles an hour to the hospital. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's either drugs or hydraulics. They got the little pump thing. You can.
I could see it now.
Seriously, it's like, hold on, honey. Hang on.
It's like blowing up a basketball. You insert it at one and then squeeze. And then you're like,
that was great.
I think we're only 2 pounds.
Done?
Hang on, it can take some more.
Are we done? Hang on, that was great. Hold on. And then you let the air out of it.
Fuck me. You're not right. You are not fucking right.
Yeah, I know. But it's fun to react to stuff like that.
Yes.
I know some people get all butthurt when you react to things on video, other people's lives or whatever, but too freaking bad.
Right?
Yeesh. Something very disturbing I saw this morning on Twitter. I'm telling you, man, you want to see some nasty shit, go to Twitter and you can see all this raw footage of, like shootouts or whatever and violence and fights, like you were saying, those sucker punches and stuff. India, New Delhi. 30 or 40 something year old man makes an advance to a 14-year-old.
That's disgusting.
14-year-old girl rejects him, as she should have, right?
Absolutely.
What does he do? Beats her, stabs her to death. Right there in public on the street. I mean, he stabbed her 16, 17, 18 times. She's obviously bleeding out, if not gone already. But he's in a rage. What does he do? He picks up a stone of concrete this big. It had to be a couple of feet wide. Picks it up and starts throwing it at her head. Completely gelled her head up. It was like a pancake.
Oh, shut up.
And then he kept picking it up and throwing it down. Picking it up and throwing it down. He did that 5 or 6 or 7 times. He walked away, and people are walking back and forth like no big deal. They're minding their own business.
Of course
he walks away.
They want to be involved.
He turns around, he comes back, picks up the stone again, and keeps on smashing her.
And
at that point, she was way, way gone.
Yeah, like beyond dead.
Oh. And you know what? And it made me think. And I'm going to use a vulgar term.
No, you're not.
Yeah. You got all these pussies in this country thinking they have it bad in this country, the United States of America. And I know there's stupid shit going on, but you don't have stuff like that going on here on a daily basis. And what's going to happen there, that guy's not going to get arrested. They're going to call it a, what do they call that? An honor killing or something like that?
Well, and I was just going to mention something about the Indian culture. I mean, they're kind of out there. I mean, I don't understand a lot of it, because it doesn't make any sense to me. It's if the women are raped, they have no honor. You can't marry them, or nobody will marry them because they're not virgins, they're not pure.
Yep.
They bring dishonor to their family if they lose their virginity in any way, and whether it's their fault or not, you brought dishonor to the family. I mean, you're worthless. And they're big on marriage arranging. Like the daughter usually comes with like a purse, like camels and pigs or whatever.
Yeah.
A dowry.
Dowry, right.
Yes. So, I mean, and this is an arrangement that it usually involves money and or property, and it's quite weird. But then at the same time, once and your property to the man, because the woman takes the man's name first and last. And we learned this in the airline industry. And the only difference between his name and her name is one letter. One letter.
Yep.
Because, I mean, I spent, before I learned this, I spent literally a half hour checking in the same person. And I'm like, and I'm looking at both passports, and I'm like, I couldn't find the names, yada, yada. And then it's like, I'm just going to type the whole entire name out. I'm looking. And it's like, there's one letter extra. And it could be anywhere in there. And
Yep.
it just blows me away that the women are considered property. And they have to do whatever that man says.
Yep.
Same thing with their children. They're property. Whatever dad says, you do.
And they're born into that shit. It's not like they can decide to opt out of it. They're like born into that. And that happens. You know, and people want to bitch and complain about, oh, we live in a horrible country and the United States is horrible. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of places out there worse off than we are.
You know, nothing will happen to that dude. Nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A slap on the wrist.
When in all reality, the same fucking thing should happen to him. Some guy should come along and pick up this boulder and bounce it on his head 2 or 3 fucking times. And before he dies, you pull his draws down, machete that little fucking thing off, shove it in his mouth, and then final drop of the boulder.
Well, look what happened. This was last year. It was about a year ago, almost exactly. I want to say it was Iraq. Might have been Afghanistan. Brother and sister. The brother finds out she's dating. She's got a boyfriend.
I haven't heard this one.
He decapitates his sister. Cuts her head off and then goes marching down the street with her head in his hand. Like nothing, like he was carrying a plastic bag or something. He was just carrying her by the hair.
Dad must have died and left him head of the family.
Oh my goodness. You know, you got some people don't know how good we have it in this country.
Yeah.
And you want to go live somewhere else and try that out? Go talk your feminism talk and all that.
Well, and as we just recently learned in New York, even the Chinese Americans here. Well, who knew that we had Chinese police here spying on the Chinese Americans and arresting them and punishing them for breaking China's laws here in this country where they're a citizen? That just recently hit the news 2 months ago, I think. New York's not the only one that has the Chinese police.
And a lot of these people can't go back to their country, China, to visit because they know what the things that they say over here or how they're behaving over here or if they've adapted, to the American culture.
Yeah. And if mom and dad still happen to live over in China and you get caught breaking China's laws, guess what? Mom and dad's going to prison or they're going to be killed.
Yep.
So they still have their finger on these Chinese Americans.
Like we talked about before. Remember, you can't. Was it Thailand? Where
No,
the kid spit on the street or something, or spit out a piece of gum he was chewing on into the street, and they caned him. They took that big old whip, like a piece of bamboo.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, he got punished for that. They were trying to stop it, but
I remember the kid in Singapore, the American kid in Singapore that got caned.
That too, the Singapore situation.
But
now he did something like vandalize cars.
He vandalized cars or a building or something. But if you're in another country, and this is common sense. If you go to another country, you have two sets of laws you have to obey: American laws, common sense, and the country's laws that you are visiting, common fucking sense.
Yep.
Don't be an ignorant fucking American and thinking that you're in America. Learn real fucking quick that you can end up in prison for a very long fucking time just for spitting on the sidewalk or smoking in a non-smoking section of the city.
Yep.
Or throwing a cigarette butt on the ground. I mean, when first time we went to China, I was a smoker then. The police would walk up to you with a metal ashtray that collapsed, and they'd make you put your cigarette in there. Because it's not you're not allowed to smoke in that part of the city, and they don't want trash on the ground. Okay, didn't know. Stupid American.
You're lucky to be alive, man.
Yeah, the same cop caught you doing it again. It's a 50 yen fine, which is roughly about $42. Or back then it was.
If you're gonna travel internationally, you best know their customs, their laws, the simple things that you take for granted. Here, you got some saliva, you're sick, are you gonna spit into the street on the sidewalk? There's a lot of countries where you can't do that.
Oh, and I'll give you a little tip right now. If you take any kind of medication, skip it for the whole entire time that you're gone. Don't take it with you, because some medications are against the law in some countries. It doesn't matter if you have a prescription for it and it's in a bottle with a prescription on it. It's a felony. It's against the law. You are trafficking drugs. Just leave your meds at home. Leave them at home. It'll save you a world of heartache.
Yeah, there's some it's called a controlled substance. Not all countries, like you can't take Xanax everywhere you go. Some countries it is illegal. Or Oxycontin. Oxycontin, is that the bad one?
Oxycontin was a big one. Yep, I was on that shit for years.
That's another one that's prohibited in a lot of countries. It doesn't matter, like he said. Doesn't matter you have a prescription for it. Does not matter at all.
Or it could be a medicine to clear up a yeast infection. It's against the law in that country. Just leave your meds at home. Save you some trouble. Granted, you might have a few situations flare up while you're gone. Leave your shit at home. Just telling you right now.
Do your research before you travel out of the country. Really. There are a lot of good places in the U.S. The Virgin Islands. I mean, dude, there's a lot of places beautiful that you can travel to in this country. And I know some people feel obligated to do an international trip in their life or a bucket list trip or something, and that's fine. Just do your research and know the country you're going to.
And the ones you only really have to worry about to where shits can be illegal is like China, Japan, Thailand, Korea, Singapore. Those are the ones you really have to worry about. I mean, if you want to go to like Australia, London, Paris, France, Ireland, Scotland, you're all fine. It's the Asian ones that you really, really want to be careful with where you go, or the Iraqis, or the Iraq ones, or Egypt. Where the heck is Egypt? And Jerusalem. Yeah, those are the ones that you really want to be careful. Don't take your meds. Don't take your meds.
Just thinking about, I keep thinking about that girl that was murdered. She was fucking 14 or 16 years old, man. And just because she rejected the dude, which over there is very common for a guy, older man, just to grab a young girl and say, "Yeah, you're coming with me." And it's, before you criticize this country, go visit other countries. See what you're missing. If you want to go see what you're missing, go see what you're missing.
Liz says, travel in the States, plenty of beautiful places here. And she's not wrong. Hawaii is a phenomenal place to go. Beautiful area. Alaska, beautiful. I haven't been yet. I want to go. Maybe I'll make it.
That's on my list. Hawaii does not appeal to me. I don't know why, but Hawaii does not appeal to me.
Oh, Hawaii's a beautiful area.
I think I saw enough of Hawaii in Jurassic Park, the movies. But it does not appeal to me. I don't know. I think I'd rather do Alaska.
Alaska's beautiful.
Definitely.
Alaska. I mean, I've seen pictures. My aunt and uncle went there, and unfortunately, when they went, the aurora borealis was not out, so they didn't see it. But I mean, the countryside of Alaska, gorgeous. The mountains, beautiful.
Yeah, the Northern Lights. That's the thing to see. I'd love to go up to.
Supposedly, Greenland is the place to see the Northern Lights. It's got the best show, from what I understand. And sometimes the Northern Lights do happen to bend down a little bit somewhere in Minnesota, as you can see them. And I don't know if you actually see the lights or if you see the glow of the lights. I don't know. But supposedly sometimes they fall quite far south.
So one other thing I wanted to mention before, I guess we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. You've got Tide Pod people, right? Who have to taste Tide Pod.
Oh,
people
the Tide
have to taste the Tide Pods. Yeah.
Why? It's filled with soap. Why would you?
I don't know, but people got to do it. And then you got the idiots who do the Gorilla Glue. Remember the Gorilla Glue lady in the hair?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Why? I mean, were you born dumb?
No.
Or are you just dumb?
The other crowd that never ceases to amaze me are the ones that go to visit Yellowstone National Park.
I have not been. I have a friend that's been. And Old Faithful is Old Faithful.
Yeah, I'll talk about Old Faithful in a second. But you go to Yellowstone, there's a lot of bison walking around.
Yes, I remember the first time I seen a bison I was driving from Cincinnati to South Dakota when I was moving there, and I seen a bison. Kind of like it was close to the highway, but it was fenced over. And I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? I had no idea what it was. Never seen one before in my life.
It's a big animal.
And later on, it clicked. I'm like, oh, it's a buffalo. Never seen one before in my life. Funniest looking thing I've ever seen.
So it amazes me that people want to go there and they think they can walk up to one of these and just start petting them like nothing's going to happen.
Oh, like it's a fucking puppy dog.
Like
oh,
it's
you're so cute.
Like it's a petting zoo or something. This happened recently. It was on. I saw it on Fox News.
So did the buffalo bite its hand off?
Oh, she charged the lady. She charged her, but there's like a cedar, like a wood walkway you have to stay on.
Yeah.
And the buffalo stopped right there, but he charged her, and everybody went scrambling and like, oh my God, this is a killer animal. It's like,
so was there a fence between the buffalo and the cedar walkway?
Oh no.
So what is it about cedar? The buffalo don't like the smell?
No. Okay, I don't know if it's cedar, but it's just a walkway. I'll show you. I'm going to show you.
Show me.
See?
Okay, well, I mean, the animal looked friendly, like it came up and wanted to be petted. At least in this picture.
The animal did not jump on the sidewalk or cross over, it stayed on the grass right there.
I wonder if it's like an electric fence situation.
But look at it. That's when it charged the lady. And then she took off running. And these idiots are just standing there. And this one finally said, I'm out of here. But like, how many brain cells do you have? I don't know. What is it? I don't understand.
Okay, well, common sense isn't so common anymore. I mean, you cannot be taught common sense. It's not a learned trait. You either have it or you don't.
God. You know, there's a guy who does videos on YouTube. I forget the guy's name. And he shows a very, I know it's meant to be funny, but it's really sad when he's asking people how many states make up the United States. And
okay,
they don't know.
Are we talking the lower 48 or are we talking all of them?
All of them. How many states in total? You know what some of the common answers were? 3, 4.
Jesus.
And his videos are funny because they give the wrong answer, and he always says, yes.
Yeah, I may be wrong on this, but I believe there might be 50. The same amount of stars on a flag. Unless if it happens to be a flag with a circle of stars. Then there's 13 of them to represent the 13 original colonies.
The 13 colonies, yes, that I know for sure.
But yeah, there should be 50 stars on a flag, one to represent each state.
Another question was, how many countries border the United States?
How many countries border the United States? That would be 2.
You'd think it'd be easy, right?
Yeah. Canada and Mexico.
Thank you. And these people are saying Alaska?
Okay, Alaska does not touch the United States.
Nor is
Alaska
it a country.
is not a country. Oh,
but it's embarrassing to the fact that what are these kids being taught in freaking school? All this basic common geographical,
knowledge.
Just the basics.
You know what they're being taught. You know what they're being taught. They are being taught. Democrat is the only way to vote. Democrat is the only thing you need to know. Always vote Democrat. We will never fuck you. We are always there for you. But in all reality, Democrats fuck you. They are never there for you. They do not look out for you. They don't give a rat's ass about you. All the Democrat wants is power, 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 power. Sorry, I had to get on my politics.
And they want people like Dylan Mulvaney to everywhere. It's like, why? I mean, and then you got companies like Anheuser-Busch who fall for it and like, yeah, we need inclusion. Let's do something.
Yeah, and then we lose $3 billion in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And now we're called the transvestite beer or the trans beer.
Anheuser-Busch. That was a good one, Paul. Paul came up with that.
Anheuser-Busch. I love it.
But this video where this guy's interviewing just random young people. What is the capital of the United States?
Washington, D.C.
And they have no idea. What? We have a capital? It's like, what? Where are you guys going to school? What? Something is seriously wrong with our education system. And
I would like to know. I would like to know if I could answer the majority of his questions correctly.
Oh man. I know I did. I know you could. I can even find it. Oh. Okay, you want to watch one of these videos real quick? We can close out with one of these.
But is he monetized?
Probably, but this is the guy. And no matter what they answer it wrong. They answer it wrong. He always says, yes.
I'm digging that T-shirt.
Okay, let's watch just a little bit of this. This is 11 minutes, but I'm not going to play the whole 11 minutes.
Do you know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
52.
I already said that. There's 50.
Michigan.
What state is Utah in? Utah is a state.
Utah is a state.
She said Michigan.
Yes. You know what state Utah is in?
Utah, to be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life. I live under a rock.
Can you name
Obviously.
3 countries besides the USA?
I suck at history.
Name 3 countries besides the United States, and she cannot name one.
I was like, my worst subject. Can we do like science?
No. Any
Wow.
3. Any 3. You know this.
A country? Oh my jeez, this is terrible. Oh my god. A country. What?
And,
Besides
and
the
here's
US?
like a billion of them going across the screen.
Ah! I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, it's fine.
I can't do history. I can't.
Do you know how many dimes there are in the dollar?
10.
How many dimes in a dollar? Easy, right? We would
Yeah.
think.
10.
Make up $1.
A dime is the 10 cent or the 5 cent.
Oh,
Oh my God. How dumb are you? Obviously, this girl has never touched cash in her life. It's swipe, 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 swipe.
I mean, how embarrassing is that? I'm
This is-
embarrassed for them.
And this is what they're teaching our children. I mean, she can't be but 16, maybe 17.
Here, listen.
You tell me.
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Damn.
Any 3. You know this.
Canada?
Yeah.
New Mexico. Right? That's good?
No.
New Mexico.
Damn, I need one more. Damn.
Yeah, so you got Canada, New Mexico, and what?
Damn. I need to go back to school.
Do you know how many states there are in total in the U.S.?
100.
How many continents are there?
3.
Continents?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know what 2 countries border the U.S.?
So bordered.
Yeah, like on the borders.
The only border I know is Puerto Rico and Mexico.
Yes. Who fought in the Civil War?
I don't know. You talking about president wise?
The
No,
North
the
and
people.
South.
Who against who?
How bad is this, man?
Okay, how many continents are there? I'm going out on a limb here. 7?
I
that
think it's
right?
7.
I think it's 7.
Name them.
Name them. Oh, sweet Jesus. North America,
Yeah.
South America, Europe, Asia, Antarctica,
Africa.
Africa, and Australia. Am I right?
Simple.
Australia is considered a continent, correct? And a country?
I believe it is. At least we got 6 out of the 7. We're gonna have to look this up, Am. The Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Perfect.
I guess I
Boom.
was right. Okay.
I don't know that one.
Who fought in the Civil War? The North and the South.
Yeah,
Simple.
the North and the South.
I know it had to do like what with France and I don't know the other one.
France and who? You're close.
France and the British are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
No.
So
France and British are the same thing.
Oh, fuck. Oh, why does he lie to them? Why doesn't he just go, "You're stupid"? No, you're wrong.
Because that's his thing. He looks at the camera and he says, "Yes."
damn, I don't know.
Obviously.
Who did they fight against?
Us?
Yes. Do you know what continents we're on right now?
No.
Do you know who fought in the Civil War?
Who
who fought in the Civil War. Fuck. Like from the president?
No, like who against who?
I like his T-shirt.
The Nazis versus Germany. No.
The Nazis
Yes,
is
no.
Germany.
I'm gonna say yes, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. You actually just guessed that?
Nah.
She's all proud.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'll just do a couple more of these, and then I'm gonna call it.
Yeah, I'm kind of smart.
You didn't know
but
that? Oh, did they teach you that in school or what?
They taught me it, but I just guessed it now. But
Yeah,
You
so
were
it's like
right.
I
It was
forgot,
right.
but
yeah, just right in the back of your head, and like it came up.
yeah.
How many Kardashian sisters can you name?
12.
Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian. Is that all? That's all.
Yeah, that's all of them for sure.
Obviously,
You nailed that pretty easy.
Yeah, which I wouldn't be clueless on because I could get the Kardashians aren't even people to me.
I knew some of the names, but I didn't know they were sisters, even though they're Kardashian.
The only one I know is Kim, and that's because she's got a huge ass.
Dude, you're a genius. How many seasons are there?
Oh,
May, June,
Technically,
July,
it's supposed to be 4,
August, September,
but in reality,
December. 8?
she says 8, and she started saying September, October, November, December.
No,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said 8.
Summer, winter, spring, and falls. What he's looking for.
Yes. Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
3 countries.
Yeah.
Canada, Mexico, and Asia. No, Asia. Yeah, Asia.
Yes. What state is Utah in?
Utah? I don't know what Utah. I'm terrible. Best friend. I don't know. I don't know
You don't know?
history. Like that history, world history stuff. I don't like. I'm mad.
well, I'll give her
You
that
went
one.
3
I mean,
times
she's
3 times
Hispanic.
3.
She's probably from Mexico anyway.
She could be Mexico, Puerto Rico. She could be Brazilian.
Yeah, she
Yes.
might not know.
3 times.
Where are you from? Where are your parents
What's
from?
3 times 3 times 3?
3 times 3. 3.
Would that be 27?
No, you know this.
Yeah, I know this. Stop. Mm. Hold on.
I suck at math. Is it 27?
27 was
That's
my
supposed-
guess. 27 was my guess.
That's my guess too. But I
Do I
think
have to
you're
look it
supposed
up?
to do something completely different.
27. We're right.
Is it?
Yeah, I just had to make sure. Like, oh, man, I don't want to end up on this idiot list.
Be a trick.
Yeah,
That's supposed
it's
to be a trick
27.
thing, but like I gotta do it in my head. Sorry. 9 and then 9 times 3. Damn. Damn. Oh, 36.
What's 3 times 3 times 3?
It's 3 times 3 times 3. All right. Um, 36.
Yes. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
Where did they get
3 times 3
36?
times 3? 9 times 3. But I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I'm retarded.
Yeah, take a guess, a number.
Like 36?
Yes. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
How are they getting 36? That's what I want.
Well, they're taking 3 and then they're adding the other 2 3s together.
12.
Yes. Do you know what continent we're on right now? Do
No. I don't know none of that.
you know who the current vice president is?
Vice president. No, I don't know his name, but I know.
It's
I
the
know.
hoe.
You remember his name?
I know he's from Bulldog, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the capital of Chicago?
Capital of Chicago. Dame un segundo. I gotta think.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
It's a tough one. Because it's a city.
Is it Los
not a
Angeles?
capital.
I feel like that's so wrong.
Los
Wow.
Angeles.
Oh, fuck, these people are stupid.
Oh, that's enough. I've had enough.
Yeah, I can't take any more of that.
But this is what's going to be taking care of you when you get older.
Oh, Lord Lord have mercy. They don't even know 3 times 3 times 3.
Think about that. That
And the capital of Chicago is Los Angeles. And what state is Utah in? Can somebody help me? What state is Utah in?
Oh man. In the movie, there was a movie that said, "I weep for the future," or "I weep for our youth." I think it was the snotty maitre d' at Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I think you would be correct.
He said something. Remember when he was trying to come off as Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago?
Yeah.
He said, "I weep for our future."
Well, I've said it a million times. Thank God I will be dead when these kids are running this country and this world. Thank you, Jesus, I will be dead.
It is very sad, right?
Utah is in a state of confusion.
Basic things. I know he kind of tricked them a little by saying, what state is Utah in, So they're thinking they're being tricked. Oh, wait a minute.
But is it really a trick question? No. If you listen to the question, it's not a trick question. You're just fucking ignorant. No, I don't even think you're ignorant. You've been educated on this. You're stupid.
It's very sad. It kind of shows you what is happening to our education system, what the teachers are teaching. They're more concerned with gender and what's between somebody's legs and how you identify as than teaching basic geography.
And this is from public schools. This is what the government is teaching our children.
Man, I got kids. I'll tell you what, I'm homeschooling their ass. Fuck, I'm not gonna send them. Are you crazy?
Well, if you cannot afford private school, like a Catholic school, or like a charter school, yeah, homeschool is the way to go, because that way you make sure that they're taught shit they actually need. But then they're going to be this in a sea of ignorant stupidity, motherfuckers. and I'm not saying that y'all are stupid. I'm just saying you just seen what the sea is. People that don't know 3 times 3 times 3, or what state is Utah? What's the capital of Chicago? Okay, the correct response is Chicago is a city in Illinois. The capital of Illinois is Springfield. That should have been the correct response. Not, Los Angeles.
Capital of Chicago, and somebody says Los Angeles. Oy vey.
My God, Becky.
All right. I'm out of here. Everyone, thanks for joining us tonight on this Wednesday edition of Manny Behind the Mic. And what the hell's going on with our youth?
Yeah, so please don't let your mind boggle.
Talk to your kids. See if they're learning this stuff at school. Basic stuff. How many states do we have? What countries border the U.S.?
Yeah. Are they being taught how to read?
Name 3 other countries beside the United States. They should be able to do that.
Yeah. Canada, Mexico, Africa.
Yeah.
Thailand,
Afghanistan, Japan, Russia. I mean, just go A, B, C, D, and you can pick one.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
WoW covers a lot, but WoW doesn't cover that.
Yeah.
I say that a lot. WoW covers a lot, but WoW doesn't cover that. That should be my new slogan.
Wow is not enough.
Wow is not enough. Or is it wow? With a blank stare.
Anyway, yeah, exactly. Everyone have a great night. Thank you for being here, and we will be in touch in the next day or so. Bam. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for coming on with me tonight.
Hasta luego. It was my last day of school today. I'm off for 2, and then I go back to work on Monday. And I got bad news today.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I was told that summer school was Monday through Thursday, 8 to noon. Summer school is Monday through Friday, 8 to noon. I was looking forward to a 3-day weekend
One day off,
every
3 day.
weekend.
Oh man, that's
And
devastating.
they stole it from me before they even gave it to me.
Who are we giving a shout out to? Jerry.
Jerry.
Fax machine. A machine that spits out facts. That's creative. I like that.
I do too.
Jerry, look up a fax, FAX machine in Google. You'll be amazed what it can do. Actually, probably not, because that's... You know what? Don't look it up. Never mind. Just have your mom tell you. What a fax machine used to do, you used to have to buy a fax machine. Now you can do it from your phone. It's on your phone. Oh, boy. All right, bam, I'm out of here.
Facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Give me
the
just the facts.
Just the facts.
Just the facts.
I like those videos where they take young kids now and they put them in front of a payphone. They're like, what's that?
Call this number.
Or a rotary phone. And they don't know what to do.
I know it. I love it. Oh, the toys we had.
Oh, man. Oh, well.
Anytime, Jerry. You rock, little dude.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody. And just remember,